Hey everybody, my name is Eli. I'm here with Jeremy from Zama. We're here in Buenos Aires, Argentina for Devconnect, and we're really looking forward to the conversation we're about to have. So hey Jeremy, how you doing?
Hey,
Tell me a little
Eli.
bit about yourself, like what's Zama, what is your role there?
So I'm Jeremy. I'm the COO at Zama, which means I look after kind of all of the non-technical stuff. So everything from HR to finance to legal to marketing to
Oh, okay.
the list goes on. Yeah.
Man of many hats.
Yeah. Suits my temperament pretty well because I come from a kind of diverse background. Zama's kind of my first venture into the blockchain Web3 space, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
I was in education before,
Oh,
working for
okay.
an ed tech company, which is
Wow.
pretty cool.
How did you get into this world?
I have always been really fascinated by privacy and confidentiality as a
Okay.
topic. I think it's super important, especially as the world becomes more interconnected.
Yeah.
We need systems and processes which guarantee kind of privacy on a basic level for people to be able to kind of just live their lives.
Okay.
And I think it's become even more crucial now with social media and things like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to just kind of like exist. Zama was founded on this idea of bringing privacy initially to AI systems.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was really interesting and it resonated with a kind of personal idea that I have that people should be able to live private lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what brought me to Zama.
Okay.
And Zama has kind of gradually morphed into this idea of protecting confidentiality on chain
Okay.
as times have evolved and AI has evolved. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is Zama? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Zama is building something called, we call it FHEVM. So we work on a technology called FHE, fully homomorphic encryption.
Okay.
It's a bit of a mouthful. Basically, what you can do with FHE is you can encrypt data end to end. So FHE as a concept, has been around since the 1970s. So way before I was even, born.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And the idea of FHE, they called it like the holy grail of cryptography.
Okay.
And it was really like a pipe dream until about 5 or 6 years ago. Zama started to pour a lot of money, a lot of resource into making FHE usable.
Okay.
FHE, I like to think of as kind of an evolution of ZK or those sort of other privacy-preserving technologies.
Yeah.
So it's about kind of guaranteeing confidentiality as a kind of structural thing rather than like as a bolt-on.
Okay.
Because a lot of times privacy solutions are sort of bolt-ons to existing apps.
Yeah.
And this is kind of guaranteeing privacy from
the beginning.
So what we do is we created this thing, the Zama protocol, which sits directly on top of existing L1s and L2s.
Oh, okay.
To provide privacy to those chains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it only EVM chains or?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay.
So the next step is Solana in 2026.
Oh, okay.
At the moment, it's just EVM chains.
Okay.
I mean, it's already.
Yeah. It's already there. It's already there.
Yeah.
It's already there. So tell me a little bit about like, it's privacy that, you have to integrate within your app already on chain, or is it just something that already like happens across Ethereum as a whole?
You need to integrate it into your dApp or your whatever you're building. We've made it super easy for developers to use.
Okay.
That was a really big thing for us. So as long as you can write Solidity code, you can use FHE. So this is really cool. Even someone like me who's not super technical, I can follow the documentation and implement a very basic version of FHE.
Okay.
So I think if me as a kind of tech idiot can do it, then
then it's got to be
everyone should be good. Yeah.
It's got to be easy.
Yeah.
Is there a certain ecosystem where you guys are, the most prevalent right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where is that?
Yeah, primarily around on-chain finance.
Okay.
And it makes a lot of sense actually, because I think, it's fine for like crypto natives to use crypto every day, right? But I always think about would a big company run payroll on chain? Would a government would governments run voting systems? Would they do land registries? Like the answer is no. You need some level of confidentiality to make that stuff happen. Yeah. So that's why on-chain finance and kind of the network state narrative is really interesting for FHE, because it allows you to do stuff in a confidential way.
Yeah. So then are you working more with, institutions or smaller private companies?
Yeah, private companies at the moment.
Okay.
Obviously, institutions is kind of a long-term
Yeah, it's a long
vision.
game.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be amazing if, I don't know, JP Morgan said to me, but
Hey, let's say,
yeah. And we did a POC with JP Morgan last year, which was already a huge win.
Wow.
Because it shows that traditional financial institutions are interested in this kind of technology. It's just that their roadmaps are much longer.
Yeah.
Something I like about the Web3 space is that we can do things like really quickly.
Yeah, we can get the market click.
Yeah. So what we're launching with are these kind of set of native apps, we call them.
Okay.
So if you think about how when the iPhone first debuted, it already included some stuff. Like you had photos, you had, I don't know, camera app, like, whatever, the basic stuff.
Yeah.
So we're launching the Zama protocol with these kind of basic apps. Some of them are fun and some are more serious. I can give you a few examples.
Please do. Yeah, please do. Yeah.
So one of the cool ones is this app called dberries.
Okay.
So dberries is an on-chain auction app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like a Facebook marketplace? Or?
Kind of, yeah. So you can bid on items. And so the bidding process itself is obviously public, but the amount of the bids is private. So this is pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
So you can keep your strategy sort of confidential.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's really cool for any kind of collectible market, like even collectible sneakers, or you can think of all sorts of things that would be pretty cool for that.
I know a lot of people sell trick cards is really
Yeah. I think this is really cool, and the interface is simple to use. And we've kind of tried to abstract away this FHE layer so that you're just using the app.
Yeah, it's just an app that people use. It just works.
Yeah, so we've done that. We've also done rock, paper, scissors on chain.
Oh, really?
And just to show that it's possible.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So yeah, I think that's awesome. There's a new app launching called Raycash. Raycash is essentially an on-chain version of something like kind of like Stripe or that sort of like on-chain,
like a payment system.
A payment system, but on-chain.
Okay.
I think that's also really interesting because their slogan is Bitcoin fixed money, we fixed banking. And I think that's really interesting because the idea is about how can you really kind of bring the next whatever millions of users on chain without making it difficult.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like when we're talking about getting people to use crypto in general, there's such a big learning curve.
The UX experience.
It's so bad. Yeah.
It's true.
So Raycash is trying to solve that for banking.
Okay.
So I think that's really cool. Of course, there are lots of, hurdles to be a bank. But the fact that the technology is already there, I think is super impressive.
Yeah. I guess then speaking of there are a lot of hurdles to be a bank.
Yeah.
Are there like regulatory things that Zama has to deal with? Because it's like a privacy-based thing, right?
Yeah. This is what I think is really interesting about FHE is you can do something called programmable privacy. I like this idea because it means that you can, although it's end-to-end encryption, you can selectively choose where to decrypt the data so that regulators can have access. Or whatever, if you're running payroll, the accounting team can have access, things like that. So I think that kind of solves that regulatory issue to a certain degree.
Yeah.
The other thing about regulation, which I find really interesting, is that as a population, generally, we tend to think of regulators as kind of the bad guys.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm naive, but I think that most regulators really want to solve problems for everyday people. They just don't understand the technology. So it's also kind of like up to us to explain to them what is the technology, what is it doing. It's not about hiding like North Korean assets or like whatever. That's not the end game, And we're just trying to provide a much needed value proposition to apps that want it, which is this confidentiality layer.
Of course. And so I guess like with the apps that you have, are those sponsored by you or is it
some of them? Yeah.
Okay.
So some of them we've built ourselves and we're deploying. Some of them are ecosystem partners that are using our technology.
Okay.
And in some cases, people have licensed our technology to build their apps.
Oh, okay.
So this is cool. It's a cool like a mix of ecosystem projects. We also have a developer program. So we reward developers for building on top of Zama.
Oh, perfect.
Which is pretty cool, yeah. So we call them seasons. A season is basically 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Every season, developers submit their applications. We kind of rank them and we reward them with fiat or crypto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like this, we see lots of cool use cases. stuff that we would never have thought about ourselves.
Yeah, I'm sure it breeds a lot of innovation.
Yeah,
Those kind of things. Yeah.
And I think it's also great just to show that because the technology itself is open source, so anybody can kind of play with it. And
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Yeah,
That's cool. And a lot of these, I mean, are these applications happening like on just Ethereum itself, or you said you work with other layer twos as well? Like where are they primarily happening at?
Yeah, so I mean, we've also seen this flux of new L2s that want to integrate FHE from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's really interesting. So there are
I think
companies.
where I'm at to start.
Yeah.
It's from then on.
Exactly. So companies like Phoenix, My Network, these guys are all building on top of Zama. So this is also cool. So it's a different kind of use case,
Yeah.
but I think it's also super interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said there is, so you obviously, run these seasons with the developers.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything else like for, if I'm a community member, like are there seasons for me too, to get?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a creator program.
Okay.
So for people who just want to kind of, talk about Zama and get involved in the community in that way.
Yeah.
So because not all of us are developers,
Yeah.
So this is cool. And in Q4 of this year, we're launching a Zama token as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
this is pretty cool.
Have you guys done like a VC raise or?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've raised about 150 million US dollars at a 1.2 billion valuation. So it's almost a unicorn.
Okay. Yeah. This is
really
big
cool.
Token.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is on the VC side, and the token is coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's later this year?
Yeah, later this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that seems pretty soon.
It's soon. Yeah.
That's soon,
More
so-
details coming soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys doing any kind of campaign right now to?
Yeah. So yeah, most of it's on our Twitter. I guess we call it X now. On our X account. Yeah.
Yeah. It still lives as like Twitter.
Yeah, I know, me too. Yeah, and on our website as well. So Zama.ai is our website. So everything lives there. We have really good documentation, so people can kind of dive in, learn more about not just the protocol, but also how the token will work. And I find the light paper is super accessible. Again, even to someone like me. So it's a good place to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm a developer. I can head to your website, a community member. I can create content.
Absolutely,
For you guys. I mean, it sounds like there's also like, like you said, there's applications that are available to use like right now.
Yeah. And what we've tried to do as an organization is to also create some kind of in-person opportunities for the community to meet.
Oh, okay.
So whenever we go to an event like here at Devconnect, so for the whole week, we took over a coffee shop in Palermo.
Oh, really?
It's completely rebranded Zama.
No way.
It's called Coffee COFHE because of the technology. And then we have a series of talks every day in the afternoons.
I love
People
that.
can get coffee, hang out, co-work.
Yeah.
So it's so cool because a lot of times in Web3, like people are kind of anonymous, or we know them by their screen name.
Yeah, or like their like cartoon.
Yeah.
Their profile picture. Or something.
Which is cool. And we're all about privacy and confidentiality.
Of course.
But it's also nice to just meet people and have a chat and, kind of put a face to the screen name.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, the people. So I think sometimes we often forget that the people that we're all interacting with online are
They're real people.
You know what I mean? And so I'm sure it's amazing. You get to meet some of these people in person. Have you noticed? Is there like a certain country or region on the planet where most of the people are coming from?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of activity happening here in South America. I think that makes sense because the economy is ripe for a solution.
Yeah.
Of course, in the US, we have a big presence, but in Asia as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people in Asia are really interested in kind of, I think, crypto as an investment opportunity. So, it's a little bit of a different use case, but I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, no.
And I've also noticed that the people using our tech in Korea, for example, tend to be a little bit older than our users here.
Okay.
So that's cool, actually.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of like a Web3 person, like, typically we think of somebody in their 20s,
I know,
30s or something, But
but actually our users in Korea tend to be over 40.
Wow.
Normally like working professionals, and they see crypto as kind of like a savings plan or retirement income or something like that,
and I think, in the US, we're very accustomed to, I'll just, put my money in the S&P 500 and I can predict reliable gains. But in other countries, like that's not
even an option.
Exactly. And I've noticed that here in Argentina, a lot of people use crypto because it's like a necessity.
Yes.
They went through a period of like a lot of inflation here. So like people that aren't necessarily what you would think of like Web3 natives are interacting with USDT.
And I love this. I think this is so cool. It's like if your inflation rate is I don't know, 100 or 200% at
Yeah.
one point. You know, it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to take your pesos or whatever, and you're going to convert them into something else.
Exactly.
So it's only smart, you know?
Yeah.
And I actually think, I mean, it sucks for the economy, right? But in a way, it's a necessary kind of inflection point for crypto and Web3 in general.
Mm-hmm.
These kind of circumstances are good opportunities to onboard people in a way which is less scary.
Yeah.
It's less like degen.
Yeah.
I think this is really cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's super important. And it's also a use case that like my grandma could understand, you know?
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that I often think, you know, we're always looking for like more, like where are the users?
Yeah, we're the next group of
How
people.
are we going to onboard all these people?
Yeah.
And, you know, like it makes sense here, right? Like, and it's like comes out of this necessity.
Yeah.
And it's also something that's approachable for people.
Yeah.
And also that's where the privacy really matters.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially if you're living in a place where the government might be as stable. There's like problems with money. You know, you want to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Like it really makes sense.
I think so too.
What you guys are working on.
I really think so. I think whenever you're talking about money, confidentiality and privacy have to be part of the discussion, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, as much as we want to live in a kind of an egalitarian society, there are, you know, I don't want someone to know how much I earn. And I'm sure most people feel the same, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter kind of where you are in the socioeconomic spectrum. It's like your money, your business. Yeah. Especially if we're talking about paying salaries on chain. I don't want like two different people and two different teams to know what each other are making. Like that's just not just asking for trouble, you know?
Yeah.
So you need these kind of solutions.
Exactly. Well, and I can't imagine like for companies, you know, having their payroll be visible to everybody on chain, you know, like, that's what we're moving, you know, like my salary is only in crypto, like, but like theoretically, right? Like everybody, like they know how much money they're making, you know what I mean? And
I mean, you need to have your boss talk to.
Talk to
Zama.
Our payroll through
exactly.
On Zama, that'd be cheap.
But to your point, I mean, you can see it's an obvious use case.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So.
And I think that's something that's in Web3 we see a lot of, I don't know, quote unquote vaporware, you know, people are, we're building this, we're doing that for this. And it never really comes to like fruition.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You know, everyone's building the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It sounds like what you guys are working on really like people are using it right now.
Yeah. Sustainable.
You know, like there's a future for it.
Exactly. And we're backed by tier 1 equity investors. And I think that makes a big difference, you know?
Yeah.
I love bootstrap projects. I think they're amazing. But when you want to build something like this, you also need serious cash and serious runway to make it happen.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I've seen a lot of projects, they don't have this big budget or they don't, you know, they're bootstrapped and they don't get the traction that, you know, that they are trying to achieve.
Which is sad, but I mean, there's an institutional thing where if you want to make something really big happen, you have to put the resource behind it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So if I, you know, like if I want to like learn more about Zama, like, you know, if I want to get involved, like, how do I do that right now?
Yeah. So go to our X. It's just at Zama. Really simple. ZAMA. Go to our website, zama.org or zama.ai. Same thing. And we have tons of resources there. Check us out. The team are super accessible. So you can do you say X me, tweet me? I don't know. Like,
at me
on the app.
Yeah.
I respond. Our CEO also responds. So
okay,
super. Like the team, we're at about 105 people, but we're all super approachable.
Okay.
So I would love to have conversations with people just to hear what they're building.
Yeah.
Just think about what is this next generation of, you know, kind of decentralized, confidentiality first applications.
Yeah. I guess, and then, so that just made me think, if I wanted to integrate my app, do I need to, it's just open source, I just do it myself or talk to you?
You can do that in the first place. You can build stuff with the open source software. You can join the developer program. And then, if it turns into something more commercial or something more serious, then absolutely get in touch and get connected with our ecosystem.
Awesome. And so, you know, looking ahead, like maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, like where do you see Zama?
So
what does it look like?
So Zama is on testnet at the moment. Mainnet is launching imminently.
Okay.
So there's that happening in Q4.
Okay.
So the token launch and mainnet are happening in Q4. Next year, we plan to deploy on Solana. So that's kind of the
Right. Right now it's
stat.
FHEVM limit
Yeah,
just for
exactly.
Just for now. Okay.
And for those who are interested, Zama's always hiring. We're always looking for good developers,
Okay.
good marketing people, good community people. So we have a big kind of hiring roadmap over the next 2 years too.
Awesome.
So always looking for amazing people. The headquarters are in Paris and in Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
But our team work from all over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then it sounds like besides that, you're hiring, you have a creator program that's like really active.
Yes.
There's a lot of incentives for developers.
Yes, absolutely.
There's, the tokens coming.
Yes.
A couple of months. Like, there's like so many reasons.
So much stuff happening.
Like so many reasons to get involved.
Yeah.
And you have a real use case
Yes.
that people are already using.
Yeah.
And it's only going to keep growing.
Absolutely. For people who just want to know more about the technology, just Google fully homomorphic encryption. So much stuff is happening in this space, not just with Zama, but with other companies. And as I said, it wasn't even usable up until a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So it's so cool to see how the tech has really like skyrocketed in the last couple years.
Things are moving fast.
Yes.
Especially with AI and
absolutely
everything, things are moving fast.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool time to be working in this space.
Awesome. Well, hey, Jeremy, this has been a real pleasure to chat with you.
Too,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And, check out Zama on socials. Get involved in the creator program if you're a developer. Start developing. Get in on the seasons. And thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Gen Z is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a hive.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We're back at the Gen Z Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.